Hey everybody, it's Saturday. So I'm trying a new thing where I hide the viewfinder so that maybe I'll look into the lens instead of staring at myself the whole time. Here is something very important. You nous doivent un poulet. They owe us a chicken. That's something that everybody should probably know how to say in every language, because, I mean, you never know. I'm learning French right now. It's a website called Duolingo. It's fantastic. Not a sponsor, but I love it. What's nice about it is that it sort of lets you extrapolate information rather than with things like when you listen in your car, you can only say those particular phrases. But sometimes it gives you some really bizarre phrases to say. One time they told me to say, Je suis une araignée, which means I am a spider, which is something that I don't want to be. The thing about learning French is that I learned German first. I'm really good at grammar. Like, I understand German grammar so well, which is really bizarre because German grammar is super weird. So when I try to make a French sentence, I always want to put it in the German word order, which is kind of silly because French sentence structure is actually much more similar to English. For example, in German, there's this thing where if you have more than one verb, the second one goes to the end of the sentence, and for some reason that just makes sense to me. But in French, you just put the verbs in a row next to each other like you do in English. So when I write sentences, I'd say like, I want to eat cheese. I want to make it, I want to cheese eat, because that's how you do it in German. It's very confusing, especially because my German grammar is great, but my vocabulary is terrible, but it's the opposite in French. So like my vocabulary is okay, but I'm having a hard time figuring out the grammar because learning it online, it doesn't have like explicit instructions of how grammar works, so you just kind of have to figure it out. I keep wanting to apply the German things onto French sentences, and it just does not work like that. My brain has this thing where like, if I'm not doing something in English, it automatically goes, all right, foreign language, German. You wanted German, right? That's the one that's not English. And then I'm going, no, actually, that's not what I wanted. If I want to like put something in French, if I don't know a word, I just think of the German word instead if I know it, instead of the English word, which is interesting. I don't know, brains are weird. A lot of my linguistics classes are all about like the brain and how it processes language and stuff, and it's super bizarre. Like, language is really complicated and we barely even know how it works, which is really interesting, but also frustrating when you are trying to apply that to actually learning a language. Regarding Doctor Who, I mentioned this on a Facebook post that Paddy had recently, but I felt like in the last few episodes, Capaldi's dialogue sounds so much like Matt Smith's dialogue. Like, I could imagine Matt Smith saying all of the things that Capaldi is saying. But the thing is that Capaldi is just like a darker person. He looks darker and his demeanor is darker, so it's just like this weird contrast. Paddy's comment was much more optimistic than mine, and he was saying that maybe it's because the Doctor is still regenerating a little bit and still getting into this new person. My comment was that I'm pretty sure it's just because Stephen Moffat only knows how to write the one character. Hopefully Paddy's right. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. Deven, I will see you on Monday, and everybody have a great week.